going to talk about here is this Dewalt DW130 half-inch reversing drill with problems, most notably the cord and mold. Coming up. I'm Roger, welcome to the shop, and what I'm going to be working on here is another one of the items I picked up in that $50 pile of tools from an estate sale. If you happen to have seen the video, if you didn't, there'll be a link to it here at the end of this one. It's a great way to get some quality tools on a budget. This one here is a Dewalt DW130 half-inch reversing drill. It's got the D handle on the back. It did not come with the side handle, but the side handles off of my grinders and other things will fit on this, and I probably have some other handles laying around. So that's not a big deal. At the very least, you could just screw a 6-inch half-inch bolt in there and you'd have a handle. Did come with a chuck key, but this drill has some problems. Aside from being covered with mold, which I think mildew or whatever, I can clean that off pretty easy. Right here you see the cord is more than just frayed. There is actually a bare conductor there. And on the other end, someone did some kind of weird repair with some kind of weird cord end, and it wouldn't stay, so they put a zip tie around it. So if you want to make this thing run, you got to wiggle this and not get shocked. So we're going to put a new cord on it. All right, this isn't a difficult operation, really. These are torque screws, probably about a T15 it looks like. This just pops up, and inside there are a couple, on the cable clamp, there's a couple little torque screws there. And that's not the right side. That must be smaller than that yet. Yep, that's a T10 there. And there, this just lifts up, and the neutral, which is a white, it's just wire nutted, and the hot line has a spade connector on it. Which is really stuck on there. So it's a needle nose here, and so I can get that spade connector off. There we go. I'll just pull that out of the cord guard there. I have a replacement line cord for, it's just a general duty generic cord. You can buy these, and I've had this around for quite a while. This is a 3-wire. We don't need that ground wire on here in this case, so you want to cut that off all the way back flush. And just put a little bit of tape around it if you happen to be using a 3-wire cord. This is a double insulated tool, so you don't need the ground wire on it. It does have 3-prong on the other end, but pretty much all your outlets anymore are 3-prong. We just need to feed this back up through here. Hopefully this cord isn't too big for this grip. Nope, fits just fine. Get it around the little bend there. Of course, I'll need a spade connector. If you don't have a spade connector to crimp on there, you can always use cut the other wire off and use another little wire nut. Spade connector is actually the better way to do it, and I happen to have them. Just need to make sure I have the right size for it. And I do. And you want to have your white wire stripped for the little wire nut. Lift up the patient a little bit so you can get back to that spade down in there. Get that plugged in there good. If you see any of my other repair videos, I always emphasize about twisting your wires together before you put the wire nut on there, the connector, because it does make a better connection. I know some electricians don't agree with that, but I do what works for me, and I don't have problems with them, ever. Set your cord grip back in there. Hold your little wire nut down out of the way. Of course, you don't want it to end up behind the switch. You won't be able to push the switch in. Cord clamp back in there. That one started. We'll get the other one started. Put your switch housing cover back on. You have to go back to the T15 bit for that. Make sure your switch works both directions. If you're not familiar with this type of drill, your bottom press runs it forward, your top press runs it in reverse. So let's give this a test. There we are, forward and reverse. This is not a variable speed. It operates one speed. It's 450 RPM. It does have a tremendous amount of torque. I've used these before in the past. Now, the next thing I need to do is try to get some of this mildew and junk off of this. So what am I using, you may wonder? It's Windex. Brand name Windex, not the generic stuff. Of course, I'm not putting tons of it on there either. It's enough to the surface a little wet. We don't want it all inside the drill, of course. I just let it soak for a second or two. This must have been setting somewhere. Of course, a lot of the stuff I did pick up at that estate sale had this mildew all over it. And I need to clean those items up too. Yes, it's unplugged. Yeah, it cleaned up pretty good. So there we have it. The DW130 Dewalt drill, new cord. Chuck could use a little bit of lubrication. Made a world of difference. If you have a sticky chuck like this, spray some lube down in it. I see a little bit of rust and stuff coming out on that, so I'll be doing this several times back and forth, and then clean it off, and then I'll lube it up again. And of course, what am I using? Chain and cable lube. It stays, it doesn't run all over. Big fan of that stuff. Still a little sticky, but that'll work out. I won't bore you here watching me run this in and out. And of course, don't forget the check key holder. Almost forgot that when I went to throw the other cord away, but I rescued it. So there we have it. That's how to replace a cord on a Dewalt DW130 reversing drill. That picked up for a hell of a deal at a estate sale. And there's other tools I'll be covering that pretty much all need repair. Only 2 of the items that I had in that pile don't need some type of repair or cleanup. I got me a nice half-inch D-handle drill. Just need to put another handle on the side of it. These are good for some of those heavy-duty applications, especially if you're mixing drywall mud. Not that I like to do drywall finishing, but mixing that type of thing. Or you can also use those big drywall paddles, I should say. You put in these drills to mix concrete in a 5-gallon bucket if you're doing small batches. So I've done that before, and that may be what this is going to be destined to do until I get a cement mixer, or better yet, just have somebody else do the concrete work at this age. Anyway, appreciate getting a thumbs up if you got anything out of this. Of course, we're always looking for subscribers, and right next to that subscribe button is a little bell. If you click that bell, you'll be notified when we post another video. Otherwise, I'm Roger in the shop with my little Dewalt DW130 drill. See you in the next one.